Now, what? That was your first show. That is not an.
Once again, be ready. So, what you need to watch out after this, I'm going to ask questions from this. So, make sure that you are understanding what is being discussed in this particular part so that you may have to answer my question after this. All right?
Now, what? That was your first show. That is not an easy topic. What triggered you to choose this one?
Well, well, I'm not quite sure why we chose this one in particular, but I felt that uh, initially we had researched 4 topics. One was female feticide, and one was public health. The other was child sexual abuse. And so for some reason, I think we instinctively stuck with female feticide as our first episode. Uh, I also feel it somewhere uh, it's a huge problem in India, first of all, and it also uh, connects with people on a very gut level. We chose to put the show forward not as a woman's problem, but as a mother's problem. You see, what we try to do is when we get the information that we have, we try and put it to people in a manner that gets them emotionally. So I don't start the show by saying, today we're going to talk about female feticide. I start the show by saying, I've often asked people who the most important person in their lives is, and usually people say my mother, and I feel the same. And I talk about motherhood and get people into a certain emotional state. And then I say, well, let's take a look at how we're treating our mothers today. And we meet our first guest, who is a mother who's been through 8 abortions in 6 years, forced abortions by her mother-in-laws and husband. And so when you're looking at her and you're hearing her story, you're looking at a mother and what a mother goes through, and then of course what a woman goes through when she's, forced to go through an abortion. Uh, so I think that kind of really got people. The first episode itself has a very strong emotional connect, is what we felt. And that's why I think we chose female feticide as our first episode. And you'll be happy to know that, in 2011 was when the episode aired. Uh, and before that, the census that was carried out had a certain numbers. It was the national average was 914 girl childs against 1,000 boys born every year, and it was sliding. It was sliding alarmingly, and certain states like Rajasthan and other states, Maharashtra, were very bad. 890, 880, per 1,000 boys. You'll be pleased to know that these 2 states have revealed their numbers today after 3 years, Rajasthan and Maharashtra. And in both these states, the ratio has gone up by 50 to 60 points. So it's now around 950 to 1,000 boys.
Wow, wow, wow.
And I believe it's a combination of the show, which is reaching out to millions of people and talking to them, emotionally. And it's also the governments, the Rajasthan government and the state government of Maharashtra really acted very, very dynamically. And it's a result of all of this, I think. And people actually reacting to it and deciding that they don't want to do this anymore, a lot of them.
Now, it is illegal in India.
Well, abortion is legal, but sex-selective abortion is illegal. And that itself is strange. I mean, in the US, I don't think there's a law in which you cannot ask your doctor what the sex of the baby is going to be. Because in the US, the doctor doesn't expect you to go and abort the child if it's a girl. So you don't need a law over here which tells you that. So in India, we have a law where you cannot ask the doctor what the sex of the child is. And the doctor is not allowed to tell you. Both the doctor and the parents could be in jail if they ask the question and that question is answered. Now, this law is actually, it tells us what we are. This law is needed for us, unfortunately. Otherwise, in other societies, you don't need this as a law.
Usually we celebrate. I have a girl.
Yeah. There's another law we have in India where as a criminal, you can't stand for elections. You need a law for that. I mean, it's sad. What I'm saying is sad. It's you know,
Very sad.
it's like black humor because if a criminal stands for elections anywhere in the world, he won't get a single vote. But in India, we have to have a law because as Indians, we've in the past seen that we do end up voting for criminals. So we need to have a law which tells us you can't stand for elections if you're a criminal. So you see, these laws actually tell us also a lot about what we are.
All right. Some people said in the beginning it was lagging, but I guess because I'm checking it out with another thing, so you could have at least, though the voice was lagging in the beginning, it would have made it okay. Rameshwar, you didn't hear anything at all, beta.
No, ma'am. Actually, I heard it, but the screen was lagging. Actually,
Yeah,
means
but
the
you
yeah.
could see the subtitles and all those things, no?
No, I was listening. I was able to listen, but not able to see that thing that written, which was written there.
Okay, the video was stuck for you. Okay, were you able to see the video, Ayush?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, no lagging, fine. Yeah, the contradictions, Ayush, that you are saying that you have a different opinion about the video. Is that what you are saying, that you have a contradiction for this video, or is it according to the things that you've seen, or you have a different mindset about this topic or something?
Ma'am, I'm trying to cross check the. No, I'm trying to just you know differentiate between topics. Like they are saying that goons are not allowed. So, ma'am, but why does Mamta Banerjee allow? Because her goons killed thousands of people in the West Bengal.
We are not talking about that beta right now, okay? And we are not here for a debate class as well. All right. I'll give you another time for debate and all. Okay. So what I'm trying to say is, let me speak first. After that, we can. Okay. First of all, this is not a topic for debate. Debate ke liye we are taking obviously different classes where we can express your opinion. And the things that you have said just got nothing to do with what we are going to learn today. Okay. Yeah. So first of all, this episode or today the part we have seen is from, we are seeing an interview show. Okay, we are seeing an interview wherein one person is interviewing the other person. Okay, I have not given you a piece of video. I have not given you a piece of picture presentation where I ask your opinion. Right? We are just seeing an interview where how one person is asking question and how one person is reacting to that question. All right. So what you need to do basically is you have to listen the way he responds, his body language, the language used, the question asked, and more or less you just have to understand it. It's such a common topic and it is nothing to contradict there as such. All right. Yeah. And I am not looking into how it's gonna have a political or a long-term impact or what is good. That is not my cup of tea to for today. So listen, what I want to do is, you when you hear something, you will be able to, or you should be able to understand the concept or the points in that video, and how you're going to comprehend, and your listening skills is what I'm going to analyze here, not your social or political opinion. Kindly mute your mic, Ashutosh. Yeah, thank you. So I'm going to ask questions to check how much did you understand the language and how much did you able to comprehend the language that you have just heard. Tejas, mute your mic, please. Tejas. Yeah. So my first question is, Sainav was asking Amir Khan about the Satyamej Jayate and how he got into it. So in the first session that we have seen the other day, he was saying that his mother inspired him and his friend Satyajit Patkar inspired him. That is the reason he got into it. The next thing today, what we have discussed is, uh, we were starting to discuss about Satyameva Jayate program. So the very first episode was of Satyameva Jayate was about the topic dash. Abhishek, can you tell me the topic? What was the topic of the very first episode of Satyameva Jayate? What was the topic that we are discussing today? Abhishek. Abhishek, can you hear me? No response. Nakul? No response. Vaibhav?
Ma'am, working for the people, privileged people.
No, but, what is the topic for today?
Madam, excuse me, ma'am. Due to the some problem of range, your or my, I don't know, but your voice is very lagging, ma'am. They are showing the red downside, ma'am, left hand side.
But I hope you can hear me, at least what I have asked, because your voice is coming. If it's red, after a few moments, it will change it. It doesn't matter, it doesn't have a permanent problem. And
Madam,
if it
today's
looks,
topic was for the female pesticides and childhood that impact the sexual and that.
yes, that is correct, Vaibhav. But for saying that, you have said that my voice was not clear, and by the time you search the answer from somewhere, and suddenly that
No,
is
no,
how
no,
it sounds.
What I got promise, ma'am. No, I will. I'm telling really, ma'am, because it was
Okay,
really
fine,
the
fine,
voice
fine.
of the
Yes,
time. Now it was not like
yeah.
that. So, yes, ma'am. Really, I
Okay,
was.
thank you. Yeah, thank you. Because if you couldn't hear anything, suddenly where you came up with female feticide. Okay, so it's not completely lagging. Yeah, anyway, thank you. So female feticide was the topic for today. So what do you mean by the word side? CIDE. What do you mean by side, Rameshwar?
And some ending or killing something.
Yes, very good. Where have you heard this word, or where is this word side commonly used in your studies? And
Ma'am, in science subject, we have heard about that. The
yes, what is that?
pesticides and etc.
Exactly. Exactly. Okay. So whenever you hear something, no, connect it always. Side, pesticide. Now, what is pesticide? Ashutosh, what is a pesticide, beta? Ashutosh, are you there?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. So Ramesha said side is a word which shows destroying or killing, and Ayush has given suicide. So side means SID side may not that side, CID side. So what is the CIDE side? Ending. So I was asking pesticide in that case kya hai? Ashutosh, pesticide. Side means killing hai, to pesticide kya hai beta? Ashutosh.
Yes, ma'am. I just
बोलो. आपने पेस्टिसाइड के बारे में अभी तक नहीं सुना?
no, ma'am.
It's totally unbelievable. You haven't studied science?
Yes, ma'am. I am
Pestic-
still.
Yeah, pesticide मतलब क्या है बेटा? हम खेती पे, if you have a खेती and what is pesticide?
वो कीड़ों को मारते हैं, वो लिक्विड.
Ah, yes. So what I'm trying to say is, listen carefully. Pest matlab kya hai? Insecticide, pesticide. Okay. The word side. Now today we have learned feticide. So what I'm trying to say is, the word side means to end or destroy. End or destroy is the word meaning of side. Okay. End or destroy. So the moment you add certain words before the word side, that is how you will get the meaning. Pesticide means pest ko hum end karte or destroy karte. Okay, this kheti pe all type of pest will come and attack the plant. So in order to kill or destroy that pest, we are using pesticide. So anything that work against the pest is known as pesticide. Okay, insecticide, cockroach, vagera, insecticide. So if I am putting hit, that spray. So that is an insecticide. It will kill the insect. Okay, so side. I'm just trying to say the meaning and how it is applicable in um, various situations. Now here we are saying that feticide. So what do you mean by feticide? Side means
Ma'am,
killing. Feticide means killing of a fetus. Now, what do you mean by fetus? The early stage of a baby inside the womb. People who are studying biology, the basic science also it will say. Fetus is the form of a small baby. The developmental stage of a baby inside the womb is known as a fetus. Okay. So feticide means kya hai? Killing of that fetus is known as feticide. Fetus spelling is Foetus. Feticide, if you can say also say that Feticid. So killing of that fetus is known as feticide. In other common words, we'll say abortion. So before even a baby is born, it's being killed is known as feticide or abortion. So feticide was the very first topic of Amir Khan's Satyameva Jayade episode. All right. So today that is what he was discussing. So the sign-up lady, the interviewer, was asking him, what is the reason he chose that topic? So at least for some people, you must have got an idea of what you have listened. Again, I want to ask questions from there. Initially, they have researched dash number of topics. How many number of topics they have researched initially? Just raise your hand. Otherwise, I'll ask.
ma'am, can you repeat the question?
Yeah. Amir Khan was just saying, I'm just checking your listening ability. Amir Khan just said, before deciding on this PTSI topic, they have decided dash number of topics. I think I have shown it in my hand. ये dash number of topics search करने के बाद वो female PTSI में fix हुआ. So how many topics they have searched before that? Anybody remember? Is it
Madam.
10? Is it 20? Is it 15? Is it 80? Is it 100?
Ma'am, may I
How
speak?
many? Yes.
Ma'am, 4.
Yes, very good. 4 topics. Okay, they were researching, trying to put up 4 topics, but from that they have decided finally on feticide. Okay, be a little more active. You can get this. This female feticide selection of the topic, it connects people with their dash level. It connects people with their dash level. Okay, this topic connects people with their dash level. Who can answer this? Viper?
Madam, emotional.
Okay, there is another sentence with the same thing. So in that sentence, emotional is correct, but there is another thing. Emotional is not the exact answer I'm looking for.
Mother's important.
Humanity.
Okay, Viper, let me give chance to others. Wait, mute your mic, please. Anybody else? Okay, there is something called this. I don't know whether you have noticed this. What is that? What level? Rameshwar, what level it is better?
Gut level.
Now, what do you mean by gut level? Anybody knows what a gut level is?
It can
Yes,
be the
ma'am.
ability.
Gut level, it's a usage. Okay, first of all, it's a usage. Gut level is, maybe we will use it. Unko itna guts hai. That is one way we say the word guts, that like himmat or very bold to say anything to anyone. That's called guts, or that kind of attitude is one gut. Or it can, we also said that feeling sure about something in a very special way. feeling sure about something in a very special way. Okay, so those who want to note it, it is coming in the screen anyway. So
Excuse me.
yeah, that is all.
Hello, ma'am. Your voice is lagging, ma'am. I had typed message you, but I think message has not sent to you.
Then that is your problem with that. If message is not going from your part, then the connection is problem is there. Yeah. So gut feeling is gut level means it's feeling sure about something in a very special way. So Amir Khan says that this episode, taking feticide, okay, as the topic for the first episode is somewhat connected with people's gut level. Hope you understood what gut level is. Those who don't know what gut level is, you can take it down. It's everything coming through chat. Now, he was saying some ratios about ratios matlab kya hai? For every 1,000 boys, how many female? Actually, the female and male proportion or the ratio should be same. But because of this feticide problem in India, the female child number is very low when compared to the male child. So they are saying a ratio over there. How many of you remember that ratio? I think others in the class, they also need to participate. Rishikesh, do you remember the ratio? Rishikesh Tupe?
Actually, I joined late, and when video stopped, I actually joined at that time.
Okay, fine. Ashutosh?
914.
Very good, exactly. Wonderful. 914 girls for 1,000 boys. That is how it was. Now, after this program, there was a drastic change or a betterment, especially in some states. Which are those two states where the things were really poor? Afterwards, it got better. I want somebody who has an answer. Which are the two states mentioned in the video, especially regarding female feticide? Sai. I'm asking this question to Sai. Where are you, Sai? Nakul, are you there? Nakul, are you there? Ari Patil, are you there?
Ma'am, can you repeat that question?
Yes, ma'am.
Please be there in the class and please listen better. Okay, Sai? Yeah.
Yes.
So, which are the two states mentioned in the video where it said that the female feticide is very increased and the ratio is very poor? Both dono states कौन सा?
Don't know, ma'am.
Not listening anything in the class. Then why are you here in the class? You can just leave, no? Viper?
Madam, Rajasthan and Maharashtra.
Very good. Maharashtra and Rajasthan had a poor rate, or they were, unfortunately, this are states, but very sad that these kind of things are happening. Okay. But after the Satyameva Jayate, the ratio has become much better. Okay. So, what is the better ratio? Ramesha?
Ma'am, 950 upon 100, 1,000 childs. Yeah.
950 girl
950
child.
girls upon, yeah. 950 girls
1,000.
child upon 1,000 boy child.
Very good. Excellent. Okay. So, after this program, it has become better. All right. So, this is how you need to listen. Some people are not listening at all. They are not taking it serious. I can't do anything for that. It is for your betterment. If you're taking it very light, if you don't understand the value of what kind of class you are getting, I'm really sorry for that. Okay. And I appreciate people who wholeheartedly listen in the class and respond to it. They will definitely make good use of it. Okay. Other people, again, you are not small babies. I cannot, scold you, shout at you, and because you are past that age. Matlab, you are enough mature to know that ये मेरे जिंदगी के लिए मैं इधर listen करना है, इससे कुछ पाना है. That attitude से बैठते तो अच्छा है. Otherwise, you are the losers. Not me. Always remember that. I cannot scold you and make you do. Okay, those who are taking good effort and listening, let them listen in my class. Fine. So I'm going to play that video all over again. I'll give you a chance. The second time I'm going to play this, you can understand it, write down new words and new phrases. Last time I told you what phrases and phrasal verbs are. Take down such words, take down such phrases, and try to learn it, because with that words and phrases you are going to create new sentences which helps you build up your vocabulary and communication. So please do that. Over to the video. Don't go anywhere. Listen carefully, take down the new vocabs and phrasal verbs which are unknown to you, try to get its meaning and create sentence afterwards. Over to the screen. Share.
Now, that was your first show. That is not an easy topic. What triggered you to choose this one?
Well, I'm not quite sure why we chose this one in particular, but I felt that initially we had researched 4 topics. One was female feticide, and one was public health. The other was child sexual abuse. And so for some reason, I think we instinctively stuck with female feticide as our first episode. I also feel it's a huge problem in India, first of all, and it also connects with people on a very gut level. We chose to put the show forward not as a woman's problem, but as a mother's problem. You see, what we try to do is when we get the information that we have, we try and put it to people in a manner that, gets them emotionally. So I don't start the show by saying, today we're going to talk about female feticide. I start the show by saying, I've often asked people who the most important person in their lives is, and usually people say my mother, and I feel the same. And I talk about motherhood and get people into a certain emotional state. And then I say, well, let's take a look at how we're treating our mothers today. And we meet our first guest, who is a mother who's been through 8 abortions in 6 years, forced abortions by her mother-in-laws and husband. And so when you're looking at her and you're hearing her story, you're looking at a mother and what a mother goes through, and then of course what a woman goes through when she's, forced to go through an abortion. So I think that kind of really got people. The first episode itself has a very strong emotional connect, is what we felt. And that's why I think we chose female feticide as our first episode. And you'll be happy to know that, in 2011 was when the episode aired. And before that, the census that was carried out had a certain numbers. It was, the national average was 914 girl childs against 1,000 boys born every year. And it was sliding. It was sliding alarmingly. And certain states like Rajasthan and other states, Maharashtra, were very bad. 890, 880, per 1,000 boys. You'll be pleased to know that these 2 states have revealed their numbers today after 3 years, Rajasthan and Maharashtra. And in both these states, the ratio has gone up by 50 to 60 points. So it's now around 950 to 1,000 boys.
Wow, wow, wow.
And I believe it's a combination of the show, which is reaching out to millions of people and talking to them, emotionally. And it's also the governments, the Rajasthan government and the state government of Maharashtra really acted very, very dynamically. And it's a result of all of this, I think. And people actually reacting to it and deciding that they don't want to do this anymore, a lot of them.
Now, it is illegal in India.
Well, abortion is legal, but sex-selective abortion is illegal. And that itself is strange. I mean, in the US, I don't think there's a law in which you cannot ask your doctor what the sex of the baby is going to be. Because in the US, the doctor doesn't expect you to go and abort the child if it's a girl. So you don't need a law over here which tells you that. So in India, we have a law where you cannot ask the doctor what the sex of the child is. and the doctor is not allowed to tell you. So both the doctor and the parents could be in jail if they ask the question and that question is answered. Now this law is actually, it tells us what we are. This law is needed for us, unfortunately. Otherwise, in other societies, you don't need this as a law.
Usually you celebrate. I have a girl.
Yeah. There's another law we have in India where as a criminal, you can't stand for elections. You need a law for that. I mean, it's sad. What I'm saying is sad. It's like black humor, because if a criminal stands for elections anywhere in the world, he won't get a single vote. But in India, we have to have a law, because as Indians, we've in the past seen that we do end up voting for criminals. So we need to have a law which tells us you can't stand for elections if you're a criminal. So you see, these laws actually tell us also a lot about what we are.
Okay. I guess now there was no lagging and all. Okay, Rameshwar?
Yeah, ma'am.
Lagging tha?
No, ma'am. It was not like.
Okay. Okay, so I hope you could get some words. Vaibhav, how is your internet connection now, beta? Vaibhav?
Yes, ma'am. Internet connection was good because I had changed the device.
Okay, and you were able to see the video as well, I guess.
Yeah, yes, ma'am.
Okay, very good. So, everyone, were you able to get some words? Were you able to get some words? New words, meanings, and all those things? Were you able to get that? Nobody was able to get?
Yes.
Ma'am, I get
Okay, so shall I start asking? Now, the
Yes.
words you got, can you just roughly say it? Rameshwar, the words that you got, just roughly say it better, the ones you...
Yes, ma'am. Trigid, instinctively, gut level, right, alarmingly, dynamic.
Okay, very good. There is some corrections. I'll definitely come to it. The way that you pronounce it, we will work on your pronunciation. No problem. That is what I'm here for. Okay, don't worry. Vaibhav, what is your word, beta?
Madam, my word pesticide, huge manner, emotionally, treating, absorption, right, alamentary, elude, combination, dynamically, illegal, triggered, and gut, curtain, placed, and humor.
Very good. You guys are better. You guys had only one word the last class, but you guys are getting it better. Very good. I'm so proud of you. Ashutosh?
Yes, ma'am.
Ashutosh, beta?
Triggered.
Yes.
Triggered, instinctively, dynamically, humor, alarmingly, and huge.
Okay. So most of you said, good, you have noted down some words. So first of all, we will work with your pronunciation. Okay. I'll have certain words. So I know if everybody unmute and everybody shout it out, it will be so, chaos in the class. So don't unmute your mic, but make sure that at your own homes, you say it loudly after me. Okay? Because most of you have said those words incorrectly. First one is Triggered is triggered. Say it, triggered. Triggered. Say it, triggered. Bolo?
Triggered.
Everyone. You don't have to unmute it. I'll tell you when to unmute when I ask each person. Now mute it and say it loudly at your place. Triggered. Triggered. I hope you all have the same bit. Now, the meaning of triggered is strong emotional reaction. The way we react or something which makes us react to something is known as, it is triggering me, matlab kya hai? Okay, the statement that person is saying against me, it is triggering me. Triggering me means it is making me to respond in anger or something. Okay, such things are known as trigger factor, making us respond, our reaction in response to fear, anger, shock, or anything. Okay, that is called trigger. The word is said as triggered is triggered. Trigger, tiger, ऐसा कुछ नहीं है. It's triggered. Okay, say it correctly. It's triggered. The other thing is instinctively. Okay, instinctively. Instinct is something, intuition, instinct, these are all words like some natural feeling that we have in our mind. मेरे को ऐसे लग रहा है. I don't know why, but मेरे को ऐसे लग रहा है. I hope all of you have such incidents and feelings in life. You feel that today something is going to happen and that day something will happen. This is called as your instinct. Okay, and instinctively means something which you do very naturally without thinking much. Okay, that is called instinctively, a natural way of doing something without learning or thinking so much about ऐसे करके ऐसे कर ऐसे करने के बाद ऐसे कर. This is not very thoughtful process. लेकिन instinctively means something which we are not thinking so much about. We did it according to the flow of our mind. Okay, that's called as instinctive. All right, it's all connected with mind, instinct, intuition. I have an intuition like that. Matlab, that is what मेरे को ऐसे लग रहा है. That is something you don't know why you have that, but we have that feeling. That's called intuition. And instinctively is doing a natural reaction or natural something without. It's not a bad thing. It's neither bad nor good. It's okay. Now, the other word that you were finding it, I have sounded something. Just now, who said the words? I think Viper. Viper, है ना? The one who has read the word
Yes,
last
ma'am.
time. Viper, can you say, read your words one by one with a
Madam,
pause? Pause करके बोलूँगे क्या?
Yeah, ma'am. Huge, pesticide,
Okay.
manner, emotional,
Okay.
treating,
What is that?
absorption.
Oh, wait. Manner के बाद क्या है बेटा?
Madam, manner, emotional,
No. After that,
treating,
what is
dynamically.
that? Treating.
Treating. Yes, ma'am.
Treating is what you're supposed to say.
Yeah, ma'am. Yeah.
It's treating. Follow beta.
Treat, madam. What?
Treat. Treating नहीं है. थोड़ा सा वो शब्द lengthen करना है. Treat. बोलो.
Treating.
Okay. So treating is treating. व्यवहार करना. Okay, that is how I treat him means ऐसे करते हैं उसको. That is called treat. Treating is treating. Treating नहीं है. Treat. बोलो.
Treat. No, ma'am, because due to the
Okay,
some
very good.
in the mouth there is mouth ulcer. That's why I'm not able to pronounce the word very clearly.
Okay, but बाकी सब आप अच्छा सा pronounce कर रहे. Even your Hindi and other language. So
Due to
mouth
that
ulcer, some words are fine. The next word, please.
Dynamically.
Dynamically.
Yeah, sorry.
Dynamically. Okay, dynamically nahi. So if you see dynamite, it's okay to say dynamite. But when you say dynamically, you say dynamically. So that stress should be given on na. Okay, dynamically. Bolo beta.
Dynamically.
Okay, fine. Next word.
Unfortunately.
Okay. Now, just a second. Thank you, Viper. Rameshwar, just now I remembered something that you have pronounced. Just tell me what is this. Just tell me what is this. I am typing it across. You just have to say it loud, unmuting your mic. Read it out better. Rameshwar.
Alarmingly.
Okay. Now I think earlier somebody has mispronounced it. Those who have any confusion in that word is spoken as alarmingly. Everybody can say it at your home. Alarmingly. Okay, that G and all is silent. Don't say alarmingly. I don't know. Some ungali jaise nahi hai. It's alarmingly. Okay, G and all is silent. And Pururva, when did you come in the class? Just now?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So why are you joining late, beta? You will miss the classroom if you late join.
Yeah, ma'am.
What is that? Yeah, ma'am. matlab, do you have a specified reason for joining late?
Yes, ma'am. There was internet issue.
Okay. Good. Try to rectify it and please join the class on time next time. Okay, beta? Fine. And I want you to make certain sentences with the given thing. See, for today's words, I have just written it on the screen, as you can see in the screen. Okay, you can see in the screen. Screen is blurred. That completely. Can anybody see the screen?
No, ma'am.
It's blurred. Right? Yeah. Fine. Let's say that word. I'll just tell you what is there on the screen. It's all the same thing that you have said. I just want to. Can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
My laptop has run out of charge. I forgot to switch it on. Yeah. All right. Till it comes back, let me speak. So there are certain words or phrases in that case. That is what I want to stress on. Sliding alarmingly. You must have seen this word. Sliding alarmingly. Okay. So sliding alarmingly. What do you mean by that? Sliding alarmingly. First of all, tell me the meaning. After that, I want everybody to make 2 sentences with that word. Sliding alarmingly. Write it and tell me what do you mean by sliding alarmingly. No, as kids, everybody must have, you know, like experienced a sliding experience in your park. I'm not asking about that sliding alarmingly. Either sliding ka matlab kya hai? Ashutosh.
घटना कम होना.
Okay, so sliding alarmingly is a phrase which we will use when we want to say something has been reduced drastically. Now, okay, drastically means something has reduced in a greater extent. So it is coming down, down, and down. आप स्लाइड में यू नो प्ले करने के समय क्या होता है स्लाइड में क्या होता है टॉप से टॉप नहीं जाता है ना स्लाइड से आप नेचुरली स्लाइड्स डाउन so sliding is a process which it's a word which is used to show the downward movement of something. What is that? The downward movement of something. That is where we use slide. Okay, so sliding alarmingly matlab, what do you mean by alarmingly? What do you mean by alarmingly? Alarm, aap sab alarm rakhte hain subah. Okay, so what
Reminder.
Ayush, your audio is again acting up better, so I cannot hear you clearly. So the reason why I have disabled chat is I can see some people chatting unnecessarily. That's why. Fine. So sliding alarmingly means alarming means it is kind of, you know, making you not worry about it, alarming you. I don't know alarming से better word क्या है alarming के लिए. Alarming is you're calling you up to a situation that is called alarming. So sliding alarmingly, you are noticing it. Arey, इधर से इधर तक आया. So that is an alarming situation. Okay, what is happening? What is so the pandemic that was happening from the last year? It's a socially alarming situation. All right, you are alarmed. कल क्या होने वाला है? कल क्या होने वाला है? So you are always being alarmed by the different aspect and reports of this situation. So that is known as alarmingly, socially alarming situation was pandemic. Now, sliding alarmingly means some data or some things are coming down, and that difference in that rate is an alarming thing for you. Difference in that rate is an alarming thing for you. So that is what you were seeing with sliding alarmingly. So right now, I want everybody to do 2 sentences with sliding alarmingly. Okay, I hope you got the sentence. Ayush, don't sleep. Sliding alarmingly. 2 sentences fast. Write it in your notebook. After that, I'll ask. Sliding alarmingly, you need to make 2 sentences with that. Are you all writing? Sliding alarmingly, say. Please.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, very good. Write it fast. Okay, very good, Ashutosh. Say the answer, beta.
The number of lions in India sliding alarmingly. Alarming.
So Ashutosh is the one that made that. Alarm nahi hai beta. Alarmingly. Ra is silent. Bolo alarmingly. Alarm. Bolo.
Alarmingly.
Alarm nahi aana hai. Okay, alarming. So now the sentence, coming to the sentence. The number of lions in India is sliding alarmingly. I understood your concept. I understood what you're trying to say, but the number of lions may we will not say the word slide. Yeah, वो भी एक number है, लेकिन number of lions sliding. Sliding is a factor that we will use where we cannot count things literally. Okay, number of lions हम count कर सकते हैं. आज 10,000 lions है तो कल if it is between 9,999. Okay, so ऐसे count करने वाला चीज को हम sliding नहीं बोलते, वो slide नहीं है, एक drop है, एकदम correct literal drop in the numbers. So the number of lions in India is dropping alarmingly. Alarmingly is correct. But slide is such a movement, it is kind of a, what to say? I don't know how to explain. That is a change in the ratio or a graphical change where you cannot point out a figurative difference. एक figure में difference नहीं हम दिखाते, लेकिन वो situational change is happening. So when situations change, that is where we call sliding alarmingly. Ayush, tell me your sentence, please.
Yes, ma'am. The floods have drastically slid alarmingly in 2020 comparatively to 2019.
Oh, your audio, what happened again? My goodness. Sorry, but I didn't hear it. Okay, last one person. Rameshwar, you're sliding alarmingly. Were you able to come up with something with sliding alarmingly?
The shares are sliding alarmingly.
The shares are. See, just like lions, the shares, not lions or shares, that some factors should be there. The ratio of something is sliding alarmingly. ऐसे कुछ factor of something is something hiding, not that direct sliding alarmingly should come. Okay. Okay, I'll put up an example. I'll try to put up an example. Okay, I'll take the example of pandemic cases itself. The ratio of pandemic cases with the first wave to the second wave, the ratio of pandemic cases in the second wave is sliding alarmingly compared to the first wave. Okay, so you cannot say that corona cases are sliding alarmingly. No. What is, I have taken the factor, the ratio of cases compared to the first. So a factor nikalna hai, wo factor is something which is sliding alarmingly. Otherwise, we can always say the way reduce. Okay, so that's it for today. We will continue with it. Please actively participate. Without participating in this, without brainstorming it, you will not learn up to your language. So tomorrow, get ready, participate, and wipe her.
Yeah, ma'am. I have one sentence.
Let me see.
Sentence.
ऐसा correction है तो please correct it. Factor correct करना है, not the exact number. बोलो बेटा.
I have, ma'am, one question. I have one sentence. It is correct or wrong? Please tell me.
Yeah.
The two large asteroids have passed alarmingly to the Earth, sliding alarmingly to the Earth.
What is that? What was that sentence? You said sliding afterwards, so I didn't get it. Bolo ek baar.
Two large asteroids have passed sliding alarmingly close to the Earth.
Two large asteroids have passed sliding alarmingly to. See, that is literal sliding. That is literal sliding. हम ये movement है ना, movement from one place to another, slide. That is the sliding I was talking about. We were talking about sliding in another aspect बेटा. वो asteroids एक जगह से दूसरे जगह पर slightly slide किया. That is the meaning of that sliding. हम इधर किसके बारे में? Going down. Some factors, some issues going down. वो meaning पे इधर sliding alarmingly we are taking it. So that's asteroids. That is literally the movement from one position to another. Understood the difference, Viper?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Thank you, everyone. Hope to see you soon. Bye. Take
Good
care.
afternoon, ma'am, and thank you, ma'am. Have a nice day, ma'am.
Thank you, Ayush. Bye, everyone.
Bye, ma'am. Bye.
Dear students who are new, please be continuing the session. We will see the campus again. Due to yesterday night rainfall, campus looks a little bit beautiful. Within might be 1 week, campus will look as a greenish campus. Okay. Anyone